Another year, another Ultraboost, and another one that looks just like the last one. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and review on these guys right here. This is the Adidas Ultraboost 22. I was gonna say 2022, same thing. And even though they look just like the last one, they are slightly different. Anything significant to note? No, not really. Most of the changes are aesthetic. They could be performance related, but you would know better than me. You hated last year's model.
I really did.
You do like this one so far? Okay, so it's maybe they're better, maybe they're not. Which one was your favorite? Was it the 19?
Yeah.
Okay, so she really liked the 19. Funny enough, we were at the CIM where you get your bib and all, I don't know what you call it, but like the pickup thing where like you go to the place, you get your number, there's a bunch of people there trying to sell you a bunch of shit. We ran into a bunch of runners. A lot of them did talk about the Ultraboost, not this particular one, but just the model in general. And I just find it very interesting that the consensus online for the shoe from runners are Ultraboosts are shit, and they're not for runners. And when I meet actual runners in real life, they really like the Ultraboost. So I don't know what to take from that. I mean, obviously online is full of a bunch of trolls. All I'm saying is that no matter what I say or whatever somebody else says, these things, try them out for yourself. Not these in particular, just any shoe. Any shoe you're interested in, check them out. Doesn't matter if it's from Puma, Nike, Jordan, Adidas, Reebok, whatever. If you want to try something, go try that shit out. And then go and leave your feedback. Don't be one of those dill holes that's like, Ultraboosts suck. How many Ultraboosts have you running? 0. It's weird. Anyways, these guys, like I was saying, are damn near the same thing as last year's. When I grabbed these, I grabbed them from their early access thing, which by the time they get you the shoes isn't actually early access. It's like quite a slap in the face. It's almost like exclusive access on sneakers. It's just like, are you a real sneakerhead? Good, we're not giving you shit. So these guys right here, when I got them in, I opened them up and I was like, bamboozled me, dude. Like, I swear this is the last one. And I had to really look at the last one to realize that it's not quite the last one, but sure enough, they really do look like it. One of the things that they did keep is the traction pattern. They did tweak some things like the branding and things like that, but it's still the same exact pattern. It's still the same exact outsole. So we've got the stretch web, we got the continental rubber. Continental rubber, by the way, is not for durability, it's for grip. So for people that have been on this channel for a long time, and by a long time, I mean like if you go way back to the Dame 2s, great shoe by the way. That was one of the first ones that we had seen outside of the Ultraboost that used continental rubber, and a lot of basketball players are like, oh man, it's gonna make the shoe a lot more durable for outdoors. That's actually not true. It was just for good grip indoors and outdoors. Continental rubber is tire rubber, and that's supposed to be all-terrain rubber, which means that it'll grip more terrain or more. It'll be stickier in better situations.
It can handle a variety.
I shouldn't have said better situations. It can handle a variety of situations because it's so grippy. Now underneath the stretch web outsole is their LEP system. It's their linear energy push kind of plate. It's a propulsion plate, it's a torsional plate, all in one. Does it work? Should we do it?
Go for it.
Can
Just
I do
don't
it?
take out the cameras.
This is just a test, folks. And it was at this very moment that I realized that I had fucked up. I thought I was gonna take my face off.
I thought it was gonna launch at the wall.
The last one did launch.
Yes, it flung across the room.
Yeah, I started at the table and then I caught it on the other side. That was a slick ass trick. You gotta be real fast to do that. The magic of editing. But it is still in there. Clearly it does something. It's got a snappiness to it. Not quite as crazy as one of those 4% plates or the carbon plates. I actually saw a couple of those thanks to Drew because of the CIM. I don't remember what brand it was, but they gave him one of those curved carbon plates, and the carbon plate was so crazy because in certain parts of the carbon plate it was very rigid and stiff, like damn near hard as a rock, and then there was other sections made out of the same thing and it was a lot smoother, it was a lot more flexible. It was really interesting to see carbon plates that were kind of, I don't want to call it dual density, but like there was different variations within the same single plate, which is like really crazy to me because we don't see that kind of stuff in basketball. So to see that in running, I just thought it was nuts. Like I was just like, man, this is the shit y'all working with. Like no wonder you guys can run 30+ miles. It's crazy. It is 30, right?
26.2.
Okay, I don't run. Man, if you run a marathon, dude, you crazy.
Touche.
Now on top of all of that is the Boost midsole. It's what the Ultraboost is known for ever since the first launch, which was dubbed the Energy Boost, which is still one of my favorite running shoes. When I do run, I do like that shoe a lot. And I will say that the Boost here is a little bit more boosty than it was last year. So did they tweak something? I really don't know. All I know is what I feel, and I feel like the back of the shoe especially is just a little bit more bouncy than it was last year. The forefoot still feels very similar, so there is something there. Like you could tell when you really put some pressure on your toes that there's a little bit of feedback there underneath, but just not as much as what I was used to with the original Energy Boost lines all the way through the 19. The 19 was still super comfortable and like boosty feeling. The 21 though was that one where I put it on and I was like, I don't feel anything. Like it's just really weird, and it's not what I was used to with Boost. I've been using Boost since the beginning, since that Energy Boost and the Pure Boost, the first one. That was a casual shoe. Those were hella boosty. I really like those. They should put those back out. So did they change anything with the Boost pellets, all that stuff, however many of them there are in there? I don't know. All I know is what I'm feeling, and I'm feeling good. Now the upper is where things really come into play. They did tweak a little bit of the upper, a little bit of the design language, a little bit of the cage and all of that stuff, a little bit of the interior sculpting as well. Is it anything that's significant? I would say no. Is it anything that will boost performance? It's possible. I mean, I'm sure that they changed those things because of consumer feedback. So there's got to be a reason for it outside of just to do it, because all of these little changes that they made actually does cost them money. And if they could repurpose things like they did with this entire bottom half, clearly they will, because that's a money saver. So the upper itself is made with or in conjunction with Parley, and they do all of the recycling from, you know, taking plastic from the oceans and all that stuff. So they claim that 50% is made out of that, and then the other 50% is actually made from other recycled like polyester fibers. So 100% of the shoe is recycled. The upper, maybe. I don't know, you guys can correct my math. But again, most of everything does look almost identical to last year's, minus the few tweaks and changes. It should be fairly similar as far as performance, but again, a lot of those little changes like the eye stay area and the internal heel sculpt, those things might just be from consumer feedback and from vigorous wear testing from, you know, all of their testers and all that stuff. And then the insole isn't quite as cheap as the typical Adidas insoles. It's still not great or anything, but it feels a little bit better. I do like the grids in there because again, for stepping comfort, it actually allows for some sort of compression in between all of those lines. So it gives you that feeling of a little bit more boost. I like to take that thing out though and put them on, just because that's when you can really see if you can feel cushion or not. Sometimes the insoles can, like, you know, they'll be a mind. And they still do feel good, so I do like that. It's a big plus in my opinion. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, I actually went true to size. I did that last year, and I remember last year's fitting very long. This one feels a lot more true to size to me. You are a wide footer though, and I can't remember what we bought.
We got me a 6 because last year's model, and I want to say the 20, fit long. So I got a 6, which is usually my casual size, instead of going up a half size, because I did try 6.5s in store. They were huge. They were gigantic.
Okay. How do you like these so far? I can see that you've already put some miles on them. Do you still mark your mileage?
No, I've been
just running.
Just running.
Just running to run.
And in fact, I probably haven't been a very good wear tester because I've been in love with a pair of shoes from Brooks, and they've treated my feet so nicely, but I wanted to try these out, and I instantly the first few miles were nice. I was just like, oh man, they tweaked things, because I hated the 21.
So what did you feel right off the bat that you felt was different?
So I'm curious if maybe they tweaked the plate inside, because the 21 was very clunky and didn't move with my foot. Yeah. And these, I was just like, those first couple miles, I was like, they did something nice. And then I also think they tweaked the toe reinforcement, because the 21 gave me a black toenail within that very first run. These, I didn't, but I don't know if it's the insole or something, because by mile 3, mile 4, I could feel the pads of my big toes just being rubbed. And by the time I got home, I'm like limping up to the house and I couldn't walk.
I know all too well how that shit feels.
Yeah, my big toe on the floor, couldn't touch the floor for the rest of the day. So they tweaked some things in a good way, and then there are some things where I'm like, can you just go back to how the 19 was? The 19 was by far my favorite of all the Ultraboosts.
Very interesting, but also good information for anybody that's curious. Again, this is just one wearer though, so don't act like this is the end all be all. Don't be one of those online trolling. We're out here just giving our thoughts on footwear. It's not that serious. But anyways, that pretty much takes care of it for these guys. There's multiple colors available now. When we went to buy them, it was literally a white one and a black one. And I was like, nobody wants a black one. The white ones are cool, but then they look like this as soon as you wear them, which, I mean, on camera, they probably look fine, but in person, they're like already looking yellow.
Yeah, mine has like streaks all over it.
I mean, just the cage alone looks the yellow, and it's like, these are brand new. But there's lots of cool colorways that are available right now. I know that that's something that I get tricked. So like, I'm just like everybody else, right? Where like I walk into a store, it was Dick's, and they had this one colorway of the Ultraboost 21 on the shelf, and I was like, damn, those look kind of nice. Like that was like a dope colorway, even though I didn't like the shoe, and I almost wanted to buy it. And I was like, don't do it, man. Don't listen to the colors. But yeah, so that was just something I thought was interesting. So there's gonna be plenty of colors on these available. There's already a bunch of them available now. They've already got the things listed on their app as like a bestseller. If you like last year's model, you should like these a little bit more because of the small changes that they made, especially in the comfort department. If you did not like last year's, I'm pretty sure you won't like this year's. You're like half and half.
Yeah, they went in a more positive direction. Like they didn't make it worse.
Well, I guess that's a good thing. They went forward instead of backward. But thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. And until next time, guys, have a good one.